Hi, and welcome to Great Getaways. On today's show, we're in the Great Lakes Bay region of Michigan, and we're going to be traveling around looking at a lot of different events that people can do. But it's also a big area. Why don't you tell us, what does it encompass?
The Great Lakes Bay region is all of Bay City, Birch Run, Chesaning, Frankenmuth, Midland, and Saginaw. A tri-county region, also has a lot of smaller communities in it. Each one, major cities and smaller communities, hold many events throughout the year.
Okay, and there are a lot of different things that are going on.
We have sporting events like the Great Lakes Loons. We're going to have car shows that for the car enthusiasts, which both women and men like. We have historical events such as the River of Time up in Bay City. So we're going to try to get to some of these today.
And that's just touching on what we've got going.
Yes.
And we better get started or we're never going to get finished.
Okay.
Production of Great Getaways is made possible by Rocky's Great Outdoors. Located in Burton, Michigan, Rocky's carries a complete line of motorcycles, snowmobile, camping, and hiking gear, including canoes and kayaks. Forward Corporation, operating over 30 complete convenience centers, motels, and restaurants across Northeast Michigan.
Well, Lori, summer is known for baseball, and we've got our own team up here.
We do.
Tell us about that.
The Great Lakes Loons play in Midland at the Dow Diamond. They are a minor league team of the Los Angeles Dodgers, so many of our players do so well that they do elevate up into the majors. The facility is phenomenal.
What do you say we catch a game of baseball?
I think it'd be awesome.
Let's do it. Play ball. That's what you'll hear in downtown Midland on Main Street from the Great Lakes Loons home ball field, Dow Diamonds. The Loons are Midland Dow's Class A minor league baseball team. They are affiliated with the Los Angeles Dodgers and play in the Midwest League. It's a stunning ballpark, and it's great to have seating very close to the action. There are a lot of good chances to catch fly balls. It's also fun to get a good looks at the close plays, and you can sometimes hear the players communicate on the field. The 21 concession stands offer you a unique ballpark culinary experience. And the Loons fans love to stop at the Loon Loft for apparel, caps, jerseys, novelties, and trading cards. You'll love bringing the kids to the ballpark. There's always exciting action on the field, but you will have to be sure to take them over to the Louis Lookout Kids Play area. Louis Loon is the team mascot and ambassador of fun for the team. He's an energetic bird who loves to dance at home games and make public appearances. Planning a trip to Midland to visit the ballpark is a must. Day game or night, sports enthusiasts, fans and families will see exciting action and antics on the field and around the park. Lori, one of the things that this region is known for is water. Can we do something that's on the water?
Just a little bit. Let's go up to Bay City along the Saginaw River in the downtown area. We have Appledore 4 and 5 that are docked along the moor. They're moored there. They have many trips that you can take. You can take a stargazing cruise, a barbecue dinner sail, Legends of the Saginaw sail. These are actual tall ships that people can take trips on. Sometimes they involve food, and you'll get to look at the stars. They might be daytime tours, they might be nighttime tours. They're awesome.
Okay, so you can get out there at almost any time.
Yes,
to
you
do
can.
This. I want to go sailing.
I think you should try it.
I'm ready.
Okay.
For an absolutely wonderful cruise experience, we stepped aboard the tall ship Appledore. We're looking forward to dinner, stargazing, and hands-on sailing experience. Looking skyward, we take in the mast from which the sails will be hoisted on the 85-foot ship. Once aboard, we were ready to cast off down the Saginaw River. We were carefully guided by the ship's captain through Bay City as the drawbridge opened up for our trip into Saginaw Bay. On the voyage, we learned about the fascinating history of the Saginaw River. The Stargazers dinner cruise started about 8 p.m. A gourmet meal was served on the bow. There were delightful choices, and we enjoyed dinner with our friends and crew. Entering the Saginaw Bay, we had time to relax and enjoy the view of beautiful Lake Huron and greet passing sailboats. As part of the hands-on experience, the crew of the Appledore instructed passengers on how to undo the rigging and set the billowing sails. It was so peaceful and beautiful out on the bay. Everyone should enjoy a wonderful Great Lakes excursion like this with friends and family. As night falls, the special live program begins. Astronomers from the Delta College Planetarium help us view constellations as we listen to star legends, learn to navigate by the stars, heard the words of a poet, and enjoyed the beauty of the night sky under sail. It's hard to put into words how awe-inspiring the unobstructed view of the brilliant stars were. The stargazing program forever changed my appreciation of the vastness of our universe, and the cruise was unforgettable. Well, Lori, we were out there on the tall ships, but there's also a special event that brings them in from all over. What is that all about?
Bay City is very pleased to be the only Michigan port city this year to host the Tall Ship Celebration. It will be in Bay City July 11th through the 14th.
Okay, it's almost going to be like stepping back in history to go see those ships, though.
It is.
And I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, I think a lot of people are. We've been getting a lot of calls. We're going to get a lot of visitors up to Bay City.
Let's take a look. Michigan's largest fleet of tall ships arrives in downtown Bay City for the Tall Ship Celebration. Guaranteed to take your breath away, you'll be inspired by the sights and sounds of Bay City's award-winning Maritime Festival. The ships range in size and rigging and can be observed from land or water. Majestic tall ships ranging from the War of 1812 replicas to modern floating classrooms line both sides of the Saginaw River the way they did more than 100 years ago. The diverse fleet offers something for everyone to enjoy. Once docked and rigged, visitors can experience interactive deck tours, enjoy international maritime music, and a fine arts show. It gives me a great appreciation of history, the adventures of sailing, and what life must have been like for the crews that sailed these great old sailing ships that ruled the oceans and lakes for centuries. These ships may be replicas, but the festival is the most wonderful lesson in history, and I look forward to their next scheduled return to Bay City. Lori, one of my favorite pastimes, especially during the summer, is to go to concerts and go out and listen to some music. How about that? Do we have some of that around here?
We have a lot. We have many concerts and parks, but our major thing is the Frankenmuth Music Fest in August. It will be 2 separate times, like 3 days each, 4 days. You can listen to a lot of polka music. You're going to have people that come in from all over just to listen to polka music and get out on the wooden dance floor.
Oh, okay, get out there and dance a little bit too.
And it doesn't matter how good you are, the whole thing is just to get out there and have fun. And then the second segment will be like 50s, 60s music. Usually the hubcaps come into play, so the people that like the oldies from the 50s and 60s are going to have a blast.
Put on your dancing shoes. In fact, you may want to bring an extra pair when you join us at the Frankenmuth Summer Music Fest. It takes place in Heritage Park along the banks of the Cass River. There are 6 days of non-stop music featuring 14 of the nation's top polka bands and the fabulous hubcaps. The large wooden dance floor beckons all dancers. In the large pavilion, there's a wide variety of food and drink available to keep up your stamina or to enjoy while visiting with family and friends. I spoke with the host and promoter of the fest, Mark Jansen.
The festival actually started in 1977 with Harold Midas and Marv Herzog as partners. In '87, myself and another gentleman held the festival 1 year, and then in 1988, I partnered with Marv Herzog to the current date for the 25 years. The people that come to this, they like polka music. I mean, we do get some frequent visitors that are just coming in to see what it's about, but these people are traveling from about anywheres, and we average from about 32 to about 41 states that will be represented each year here. So people come to see the bands, again, to come to Frankenmuth and come to the Music Fest.
The Summer Music Fest is a place to enjoy entertainment, dancing, food, and the family atmosphere. Whether you like to polka or waltz, or if rock and roll is your preference, come, listen, and dance to your favorite style of music.
Well, Lori, you know, I like polka music, but I really like the blues. Do they have any concerts here with the blues?
They do. I'm going to send you now to Birch Run. They now host the Blues, Brews, and Barbecues Festival in August. It's a brand new festival, started last year, and you can go and dine on some of the best barbecue and judge for yourself, go into a tent, and really experience some good blues music.
I'm ready right now.
I think we should go.
I would better.
Okay.
Live blues bands, ice-cold beverages, and barbecue competition happens at the Blues, Brews, and Barbecues events on the third weekend in August at the Birch Run Expo Center. The teams compete in 4 categories: chicken, ribs, pork, and brisket. Winning this Kansas City Barbecue Society sanctioned competition means an invitation to the national competitions. Teams spend the first day preparing their meals and sauces. The second day, tantalizing aromas from the barbecues fill the air. I spoke with Mike Zukin, Executive Director of the Birch Run Area Chamber of Commerce and CVB, who tells us more about it.
We have 30 teams here today, coming from as far away as Atlanta, Georgia, Missouri, Ohio, 2 teams from Canada. Everybody converging on Birch Run, Michigan. At the Cooks team meeting yesterday, they asked how many people this is their first time, and there was probably 5-6 teams this is the first time they've ever competed. And everybody said, hey, if you need any help with anything, let us know. We've been through it. So even though they're competitors, everybody kind of works together to preserve their sport.
Vendors at the event give demonstrations and provide mouth-watering samples. Between preparations, I asked some of the teams to share their special secrets, and quite often, I got a tasty sampling. At the entertainment tent, families enjoy blues bands and get a meal from one of the vendors. There are activities for kids, too. I might be ready to try my own hand at the Nix family barbecue.
Tom, do you like tractors at all?
You know what I do? I love, you know, if you drive down a country road, everybody, you see a tractor out there working the field and you just stop and stare.
I know, they're fun to watch, and I think maybe we should go to Oakley for the Mid-Michigan Old Gas Tractor Show.
The annual Mid-Michigan Old Gas Tractor Association show in Oakley welcomes families to one of the biggest, busiest, and best antique tractor shows in the Midwest on the third weekend of August. I'll be checking out several types of antique steam engines on display during the show, along with tractors. I'm wondering how these lumberjack gals will fare in the crosscut saw contest. It takes a lot of strength and timing to cut through the log like butter. It'll probably take all 3 days to check out the more than 1,800 registered tractors at the show. I've been told some of the oldest ones are steam engine tractors from around 1900, gas engine tractors that came on the scene starting at about 1910, and many from the 1950s and 60s. Each year, the show features a brand of tractor, like the Oliver and Hart Parr featured in 2012, that attracts a lot of people who are interested in a particular brand or need parts for their own machines. Stop by one of the tractors on display, and more than likely, the owner will offer you a ride or give you an opportunity to drive the tractor. Or you can tour the vast acres of displayed tractors and machinery in one of the comfortable tractor-driven people movers. There is great competition at the tractor pulling event where all participants are cheered on by the crowds. It's time for me to take a look at the sawmill, powered by a tractor engine. I'd like to borrow one of these contraptions to get my winter wood cut in a short time. There are dozens of buildings on the grounds to house numerous resident display items. There's a blacksmith shop where I was invited to try my hand at hammering out an artifact. Antique tractor enthusiasts and collectors come from Michigan, several nearby states, and from as far away as Alaska, Texas, Canada, and even Australia. I came to learn, participate, and enjoy in this golden era of agriculture, and I hope you enjoyed it too.
Lori, after looking around at those tractors, I've seen a lot of old ones, and it kind of makes me think about the history of the area too. And I understand that you have one of the premier historical events that go on here. What is that about?
We do. The Bay City hosts the River of Time every year. It is phenomenal. Anybody that loves historical things will want to come to this, and it's free. You will start off with at the southernmost part of the parks in Bay City with the Indians, and you go up to Revolutionary War, Civil War, World War I, World War II, and you see different aspects of history throughout many, many years. You might find 17th, 18th century Scottish families. They make their food the way that they did, and you can sample it. They will have soaps, baskets, things for sale, everything with that time period that they are reenacting.
Okay, it sounds like a lot of fun. I know myself, I like to get out there and kind of look back at my own history. Let's give them a better look and take them there.
Okay.
The annual River of Time Living History Encampment is held on the banks of the Saginaw River in Bay City's Veterans Memorial Park. The unique timeline event flows from the days of Native Americans at the south end of the river, concluding with World War II at the north end. The annual free educational event is held the last weekend in September. We met up with Scott Marble, president of the Michigan Highlanders, a bagpipe and drum band. They are one of the reenactment groups who have been accepted to perform at the festival, sharing their Scottish heritage and the life of the Scotsman's family in the 1800s in Bay City. We were fortunate enough to share a delicious chicken soup and cinnamon apple dessert they prepared over the campfire.
We got involved in it. We applied to be here. We had to demonstrate, what we do, how we are correct with the period we are. So they did inspect. Do we have the right kind of clothing? Are we playing the right kind of instruments? Do we know about the period of time in which we want to portray? And all of the groups do that. So it's by invitation, because there are literally, hundreds of reenactment groups around the state. Yeah. And not everyone comes here. There are some folks that, are not ready to come here based on the development of their group. If you want to get involved, for example, our group, we teach the drums and the bagpipes free. People who like to get involved in this, if you want a good time, it's a place to go. So I would do it.
Thanks to Scott and the Highlanders for sharing their experience and dinner with us. Food vendors are set up just south of the Myers Log Cabin, offering baked goods and candies, and there are vendors selling their wares in Outdoor Settlers where they offer iron tools, baskets, soap, and handmade trinkets. Each year there are new activities to explore and participate in. This has become a multi-generational event, so parents, grandparents, and children should come early, stay late, and relive the past along with the volunteer reenactors. Nothing gets my motor running more than the Midland Cruisin' Car Show. It's always the second week after Labor Day and is free to the public. Downtown Midland is just beautiful on a sunny Saturday. I'm awestruck by the wide variety of hot rods, street machines, custom and antique cars and trucks, and motorcycles. The car show highlights the updated Midland streetscape and makes for a pleasant walk through a field of cars. While checking out the cars, I met Bill and Mary Jean Weber, car show enthusiasts.
I don't own any custom cars or antique cars, but I've always enjoyed them. I always love to go to the car shows when they're in the area. And in the fall and even through the summer months, we have all the little towns have a show, seems like every weekend. But this is probably one of the nicest ones that we have in the area. I always enjoy looking at cars that are manufactured in 1966. That was kind of a turning point in my life because graduated from high school then, and you either, back then, you either went to work for like GM or one of the auto companies and could buy a nice car right away, or you went off to college like I did and hoped your buddies would take you around in their nice cars. So
It's like people come out here to relive their past. They play the 60s songs and the 50s, and it's like the cars go with it, and everybody's reliving, like, you know, happy days. You know, the happy days, not the series, but our happy days when we were growing up. And cars were really important at that point in time as we were growing, because in those days, if you had a car, you had everything.
So many communities have lost their downtown and, you know, with the big box stores in the suburbs, but here we've worked really hard to maintain that downtown flavor, if you will, and the businesses. We all try to support the businesses because we have such a beautiful downtown, and doing things like this draws people down and gets people to see what our downtown really looks like.
I have to agree with the Webbers. Midland is a classy place for a classic auto show. The Cruise and Car Show is open to all vehicles, makes, and models. I would encourage you to bring your camera. You never know what you will see. Some of the classic cars are up for sale. It's a good opportunity to talk directly to the owners if you're interested in adding one to your collection. Saturdays' activities include music by the doo-wop DJs, dancing, games, and trivia contests. Be sure to enjoy some of the shopping and stop for food and beverage available at the many downtown businesses and vendors. The Midland Cruise and Car Show is a place to reminisce, dream about owning one of the latest models, and share stories of drive-ins, cruises, and family outings.
Well, you know, the cars are lighting up the streets, but I understand that the balloons light up the skies around in Midland, too.
They sure do. The Remax Balloon Fest in September is awesome. At night, they will be tethered along Main Street, so you have this big balloon fest there. They like to go off early mornings, and then early evenings is the best because they have to inflate the balloons and everything. And it's really kind of cool to see the balloons in the air. Look for the patterns of the balloons or even the caricatures that some of the balloons have. You might find a university symbol up there too. But then the other days they will go over to the county fairgrounds, and that's a great spot to watch them too. I mean, just being outdoors, you can just look up in the sky and see these balloons. It's phenomenal.
Great, and it's a great photo op. I can tell you that right now. You can check some of the pictures out on our Facebook. But it's also nice for the kids, I think, too. All kids love balloons.
Oh, they sure do.
Show them a monster balloon and they're going to love it.
And I think after people see this, then they kind of want to take their own balloon ride. So it's great to find maybe a local company that might do that for you.
Yeah, I've done that before. It's a lot of fun.
Okay.
For more than 20 years, the Remax of Midland Balloon Festival has celebrated at the Midland County Fairgrounds during September. It began in 1991 as the kickoff for the United Way campaign in Midland. Pilots begin by unpacking the envelope, the fabric balloon, from the wicker gondola and begin the initial inflation with cold air from a gas-powered fan. He then opens the blast valve and ignites the propane and air mixture and directs the flame and exhaust into the mouth of the envelope, and the balloon floats away. It's a surreal sight to see the balloons drifting over the Midland landscape. Most of the pilots are hobbyists, and many will participate in a balloon competition to earn points for the U.S. Nationals held annually in Middletown, Ohio. Pilots who do well in the Midland competition, which is a sanctioned event, can earn points towards their ranking in the national competition. The event draws hot air balloon enthusiasts from around the country to compete and display their balloons. Be sure to take a camera along. The hot air balloons are big, colorful, and slow-moving, and absolutely brilliant for photography. The best seats in the house to view all the balloons is at the Midland County Fairgrounds. Visitors are asked, for safety reasons, not to follow the balloons with their cars. You can just imagine the sense of weightlessness that the pilots and passengers experience as they float en masse above the ground. Soaring aloft, floating on the same air currents as the birds, feeling the wind, smelling the air, and becoming part of the sky. Dusk begins afterglow sessions when the balloonists inflate their crafts and light the burners to create a warm glow. The afterglow is at the fairgrounds after the Friday and Saturday night evening launches. The visual effects of the flames lighting the balloons brings a delight to young and old alike. If you'd like to learn more about the Great Lakes Bay region after watching today's show, you can receive a free information packet from the contact information on your screen. Also, let us know what you thought about today's show by visiting our website and filling out the form. We invite you to come back often to our Facebook, where pictures are posted daily of our adventures and there is news about upcoming shows.
Production of Great Getaways is made possible by Rocky's Great Outdoors. Located in Burton, Michigan, Rocky's carries a complete line of motorcycles, snowmobile, camping, and hiking gear, including canoes and kayaks. Forward Corporation, operating over 30 complete convenience centers, motels, and restaurants across Northeast Michigan.
Well, I hope everybody enjoyed the show. You know, Lori, I really appreciate the fact you came along and helped us through this. There is so many things going on. How can they do it if I haven't got a guide like you?
I really recommend that everybody go to our website, visit greatlakesbay.org. They will find literally thousands of events that they can go to. We just touched on a few, and there are so many, sometimes you don't have time to do them all.
Okay, and remember, there's always a link on our website at greatgetaways.tv. And remember when you go there to like us on Facebook. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.